Hey, it's Brian at AutoShopTeacher.com. Just thought I'd have a little fun here and work one of the Electude simulators while I recorded myself. I have no idea what I'm getting into here, but I can see the work order says, "Welcome to level 1. The engine does not run. Fill out this work order when you're finished. Exit the simulator by clicking the arrow in the top right corner," which would be up there. All right, let me get my vehicle situated here. Get out the instrument panel and the diagnostic system. And it says the engine does not run. First step usually is to verify a customer's concern. Turn up the volume a little bit in case you can't hear it. Okay, let's identify the vehicle. Make this a little bit bigger so hopefully you can see it. And all fault codes. Injector circuit open, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Fuel pump secondary circuit low. ECM power relay control open. ECM relay sense circuit low. Okay, so all 4 injectors, fuel pump, and ECM. And no communication with the throttle valve control module. As far as active are the communication with the throttle valve, and active are power relay control for the ECM and the relay sense circuit. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what we see in actual values. Systems, engine management, live data. Let's look at throttle valve position, see if we have any info there, since communication's an issue. Supply voltage to ECM. Interesting, we're able to communicate with ECM though. We were able to read codes. So it's probably our one of our fused or relay powers. And injector supply, let's see. All right, key is still on. Yeah, no data for throttle position. 12.1 on engine control module. And no power supply there. So if we're already down to 12.1 volts, I want to put the jump box on. There, now I have 14 volts. And let's see here. I think I'm going to grab a wiring diagram and a multimeter. And I'm going to start by hooking my multimeter to ground, getting over here by the fuses and relays. Put my meter on the 20 volt DC scale. This is DC, that'd be AC there. And let's get this diagram open, key still on. Okay, so we said no power to injectors or one of the ECMs. So here is one, here is one. So we did not have fault codes for purge. Oh, here's our injectors, those are coils. All right, so, but we did not have codes yeah, we have codes for ECM power relay control circuit. Relay control circuit. So we're talking about this here, pin 2, the purple one, to that relay. Fan relay, pump relay. So this one is powering fuel pump, that one is fan. So it looks like this relay K2 right here in the middle. Let's see, that matches up. Blue, so on and so forth. So let's check pin 2, which would be the purple. And let's see if I can land it on there. I'm not entirely sure if that's pin 2. But we're on relay K2, and I think we can come over here and do information, wiring diagram, select this K2 relay. Okay, so pin 2 is the sideways one. Turn off the key for a second. Open this relay. Yeah, so it's the far bottom one. Boy, that's going to be tough to see if I can get on that or not. I think that it would be there. Reconnect up. Do it again. And third time's the charm. Yep. Key back on. 14 volts. Okay. So we have power here. And our control side of the relay is going to be 5. Okay, so we have power coming to the relay. So we'll be having power on 1. So let's look at that. Where did my diagnostic system go? There it is. Click that relay again. All right. And pin 5 is going to be the control. 5 looks like it's black. That's going to be right here. There's 14 volts. Let's crank it. Okay, so we know the ECM is not grounding pin 5. Let's go ahead and see if there's power on pin 1, which would be pin 1. Looks like it's possibly yellow-red, but it's on the opposite side. Got power there. Maintain power. Okay, so we're not getting ground here from the ECM to activate the relay. So let's turn off the key because we're going to do some continuity test and we can't have power flowing through it. I'm going to move this back to what I believe is pin 5. And then we're looking at pin 8. Pin 8 on the ECM. Okay. I'll go ahead and put the work order away. And make sure I have the key off. I do. All right, let's disconnect this. Let's get out our breakout box. Let's connect it. And let's drag it down here where we can see it. Get our meter over here. Get our black lead off of the battery. And switch to ohms. And let's see the relay. Actually, I want it disconnected. Yeah. Right now, I want it disconnected even from the ECM because I just want to check the continuity of the wire. Okay. Excuse me. Check all my various scales. All right, no resistance in that wire. So right now I'm checking, let me pull that wiring diagram out. I'm checking between here, and it appears, oh, I said pin 8. Which one did I hook to? Oh yeah, I hooked to 8. Okay, so we're checking, and I do have continuity. I have no resistance, so we're good there. All right, so that wire is good. What else could be going on here? We got a good wire. We might have a bad ECM. Let's see. So we've checked that wire. We got power here. I don't have a way to do a jumper wire and jumper that. But what we can do is see if pin 8 is getting grounded by the ECM during cranking. Okay, so let's put this away. And so now we want to make sure our ECM is hooked up. Now we're checking to see if the ECM is grounding pin 8. So we're going to leave our meter, our test lead on the negative on pin 8. We're going to disconnect from over here. Make sure I have nothing disconnected. Okay. We're going to switch now back to voltage. And we're going to check between power. So it's saying it's grounded right now. Okay, but the key is off, so there's no power. Let's turn it just to key on. Okay, so we're just reading the ground through the relay coil. If I disconnect this, yeah. Turn off the key, yeah. Okay. So let's see if during cranking, it's receiving ground. Or it's being grounded all the time. No. Okay, I'm hooked to power. And I'm hooked to pin 8. Let me look at that diagram again. So I'm measuring. Yeah, between pin 8 should be grounding the coil part of the relay. And if it does, then on my multimeter, if I'm measuring between pin 8 and battery positive on voltage, it's being grounded right now. We turn the key on and the ground goes away. And during cranking, there's no ground. Let's go back and look at those codes. Fault codes. And I'm going to clear these fault codes. Okay, and those two relay sense circuit low. I'm still not convinced it's the PCM just yet. Let's do some additional wiring tests here before we go throwing potentially $1,000 control unit in this. Let's get that diagram back out. Well, first let's get this back over to our information, our diagram, the relay. Okay. Disconnect the ECM, so now we're just checking between. Get out our diagram. Where'd it go? Right there. All right, so we've checked this wire. And let's check between 3. Oh, look at this. We got fuse 2, but pin 6. Let's check pin 6 on the ECM to pin 3 on the relay. Pin 6. Move this around. Let's unhook from there. Let's switch back to ohms. Let's go to pin 6. Oops. Pin 6. ECM's disconnected, so we're only testing the wire. Make this a little smaller. And what was it on the relay again? Wiring diagram. 6 on the ECM to pin 3 on the relay. Okay, which would be the second one out here. Huh. Okay, let's check our color again. Blue. A minute, I might be on the wrong pin. There's our continuity. And our blue wire, pin 6. Three. So we got continuity there through fuse 2. Okay. And then we also have pin 4, pin 7. Okay. Four, pin 7. 4 is that middle one. Okay. We got continuity there. Okay, so we verified continuity from here to here, here to here, and here to here. Okay. We verified that it's not being grounded, but we verified this wire is good. We verified power. Let me make sure I verified power at pins 1 and 2. Let's do that real quick. Okay, let's disconnect that. Go ahead and disconnect that. Come on, disconnect. Let's hook our PCM back up. Come over here, switch our multimeter to volts. Zoom in here, we're on volts. And again, should have power on pin 1 and 2. And 1 and 2 are here and here. I know we checked 2. Yep. Make sure it stays there. It does. And then pin 1, no power. And then there's the power. Okay. Well, at this point, I think we're possibly looking at a ECM. So, interesting on the first one here. I'm not infallible, so there's entirely possible I could have missed something, but key is off. We're going to come over here. We're going to disconnect our breakout box. We're going to take the ECM and put it in our parts tray. We're going to hover over it and click it, replace this part. Ooh, we just spent some money. Okay, we are going to connect it. Going to turn our key on. Come in here. And let's go to program. First, let's check, see what kind of codes we got. All the same codes, VIN not. Look, the only one current right now is VIN not programmed. All right, so let's do programming. The ECM program. Okay. Let's go ahead into the throttle. Updates not required. Okay. Configuration. Oh, well, the engine now runs, so I know we're getting somewhere. I want to go ahead and relearn the throttle since we just replaced the ECM. Accidentally already started, so I believe we have it fixed. Yep, but see, that's just a memory, so let's clear that. Everything cleared. We're going to back up here. to our main screen. Let's go ahead and start the engine. Alright, let's look. Crankshaft position sensor circuit range performance. Interesting. Crankshaft position sensor. Let's clear that again. Let's check. Okay. Let's key off. Let's start it. Alright, let's check for fault codes. Oh, we have crankshaft position sensor circuit range. So, engine now runs, but we still have a fault. Ha ha ha. Okay. Well, let's go back in here into Systems, Engine Management, Live Data, and let's look at accelerator pedal control. Must have missed it. Where is it? Coolant, short term, long term, engine speed. Maybe that's what they're calling it. Canister. Okay, well, let's go ahead and look at that. Engine speed 1150. Seems kind of elevated. Throttle position. Okay. Well, crankshaft position sensor circuit range or performance. Okay. Information, wiring diagram. Let's see where that is. I think it might be this one right here. There's camshaft, crankshaft. Item 38 looks like they're calling it. Yeah, it is right there. Okay. Oh, we still got our voltmeter out. Let's hook this to negative. Let's just go ahead and check this real quick for voltage. 9 volts. 1 volt. We get specifications. Yeah, value. Okay, so it looks like that's around correct. Let's shut this off for a second. Resistance should be 200 ohms. Let's disconnect it. Let's connect here and here. Get over to our ohm scale. Okay, it looks like we have, let's see, we're on the 2K range, so 0.200 of 2K, yep, so that'd be 200, so our resistance is right. Supply voltage, all right, let's get our meter back over here to volts. Get hooked back to the battery. And supply voltage, where's our wiring diagram? Okay, it's going to be either 33 or 34. Let's see what we have here. One volt supply. That says it's right. And on the other side there. Okay. Well, maybe this thing just has a bad sensor. So let's put away the multimeter, get out our oscilloscope, since we have a test pattern here. So this test pattern is relative to ground. Okay, key is off. Let's connect it back up. We know our reference voltage and our resistance are good. Let's move our meter over here. So we're measuring relative to ground. And let's see here. Let's get our meter turned on. And forget which one was the power supply. So we'll just start here. Start it up. Let's move over here to this side. Our pattern. Okay, 2-volt scale at a 2 millisecond division. What are we at? We're at 200 millisecond division. We want a 2 millisecond division. That's this number right here that I'm changing. There's a 2 millisecond division. And then right here we want, what is it? A 2-volt scale. Oh, knocked my lead off. All right, so let's do our trigger. There's our pattern. And this is having 2-volt scales, so each one of these lines is 2 volts. So 2, 4, 6, 8, about 8. We're having a way larger scale over here, it looks like. 2, 4, 6, 8, going off 9. Let me change the scale and move my trigger point down. This is 5. So 5, 10. That's very close. I'm not sure why we're getting that fault code. Let's see if it's still present. Yeah, so remember I had it disconnected, so let's turn the key off, key on. Let's clear fault code. Go key off, just key on. No fault code. Now when we start it, yeah, we're getting weird stuff here. All right. Well, we did the main thing. Going back to our repair order. Where is it? At this point, our repair order said engine does not run. Fill out this work order when you're finished. Exit the simulator, top right corner. So I'm going to turn off the engine. And if we were doing this like in a classroom environment, you always got to make sure you put everything away. And then we would be making sure that everything's put away. Oh, breakout box is still out. Our work area is clean under hood. We'd be filling out this work order as far as what we did. We'd be saying the failure is resolved, vehicle is ready, and then say return vehicle to customer. And you can see here we got a green check mark because we did what was asked of us. We do need to note on the work order that the vehicle has an additional issue. Most likely something wiring at this point because we've already tested the crank sensor. But we resolved what it came in for, which was not running, and we now return it to the customer. So I'm Brian at autoshopteacher.com and on YouTube at Brian D. Wampler. Let me know how I can help.